Yeah, I was selling shit door to door when I first came up here. Getting doors slammed in my face in the dankiest suburbs on the Gold Coast. And everybody does it who moves here, doesn't know people. And I once knocked on a door and it was these college, it was like Animal House, John Belushi, you know what I mean? And it was in, I don't know where, Pimpamar or something. And these guys were having like a frat party in the house the day after I did the demo. So I did the product demo of the water purifier, left it at the house, and said, I'll pick it up tomorrow if you want to buy it. I knock on the door tomorrow, like Ned Flanders. And they're ugly, and they're just like fucking raging, DJing, jumping off the roof, just fucking shit's going off. And there was one guy they were just doing these massive bongs, and there was this one guy there who I thought he was dead.
Explain the bong. What shape and size?
It was like a 2-litre Coke bottle or something, you know.
It's a gold
In the worlds before Monkey, primal chaos reigned.
G'day, viewers. This podcast is brought to you by Koala Karma, the chill out drink. Sit back, relax, and talk to your champion mate, Greasy Belcher. This is an educational podcast where we teach you everything you need to know. Pat yourself on the back. Are you there, Greasy Belcher? Yeah!
Sure, FM 57s.
Listen, Greasy Belcher, don't tell me about mics. I got good gear.
You're a captain microphone.
Put it there, mate. Hey, we did it.
Like the mega powers combine. Yeah.
Honestly, 30 minutes of trying to set up my stuff.
It's never happened before.
156 podcasts, and I've used basically this little Complete Audio 6. I did probably the first 80 with that. Then I got it onto a mixer. Now I have a mixer with the Mac laptop, and I've been doing that for so long that when I had to go back, the mixer I used in a gig recently.
You're listening to Tech Talk with Drew Crock.
Is that any better if I click some button there? I don't know. No, that's not.
Have you ever interviewed anybody with a tracheotomy?
You know.
Good. Because, you know, that's the hole in the neck from smoking. You wouldn't be able to
get... Oh, yeah?
Because you got this big fuzzy thing in front of the mic here, so we wouldn't be able to get close to the mic.
I mean, I was this close to getting a tracheotomy.
Yeah. What?
Yeah, when they did that surgery on my face there. But my mate, Matt Bingay, he's got one. So he's forever got that lump at his...
Oh, I thought it was a permanent thing. Like, like an amputation of a part of your chin. Or, you know what I mean?
Can't be fucking happy. Love I plug these ways.
Don't ruin it, baby.
Can you hear yourself?
I can hear myself. Yeah, I'm going red line. I
can hear
there.
nothing. All right, no.
You
test.
Got no audio. All we need is, we don't even need the audio. All we need is the check the lines.
I'm going crazy. All I can hear is you.
All I can see is you. A lot of people feel that way about me, Drew.
Test. Test. Oi.
You're listening to Tech Talk.
Hang on, I'm going to pause it.
Brought to you by Koala Karma.
I'm going to restart, but I'm going to pause it just to check.
You can tell now how...
And we're back.
Are we back?
Yeah. We are, mate.
We're back. We're both on the level.
Tell me a story, please.
What kind of story you want to hear? Music?
This is bullshit. Look at this. All right, we're back. Tell me a story. What'd you do on the weekend? You did something with Angry Anderson.
Okay, so we went to Kings of the Sun. I'm in a band. You're in a band. You're in a few bands. Rowy's in a few bands. But, yeah, we're in a band together. Rowy's in a band.
Rowy Riot.
Rowy Riot. And one of those bands is called Kings of the Sun. And the other one that I'm in is called The Bastards. So... went up there to watch Kings of the Sun, and I write for a music magazine, Unbelievably Bad. It's put together down in Sydney. It's really cool, street, it's just a street mag. They don't do really commercial bands in there. It's all just local artists. It's got some phenomenal people creating stuff and putting it in there. But anyway, we went up there, and I met Angry Anderson, who reads the magazine. And we had a bit of a yarn. This was back in the green room. I was wearing my Unbelievably Bad T-shirt. He called me over, says, I've seen that shirt. or I think I just invited myself over. You know how it works, and sat down with him for about 15 or 20 minutes, and he's really a switched on dude. He's cluey about a lot of stuff. So had a good yarn with Angry. Made myself scarce before I overstayed my welcome. So it was good fun. Yeah.
You know what blows me out about Angry Anderson?
Yeah.
Is that, by the way,
Angry's going to be on here next week if we keep talking about him.
I'm sure. I hope he does. God, what a goal.
That would actually be funny.
I think, and actually maybe he wasn't. I think the very first gig I ever went to was Rose Tattoo, The Angels, and ZZ Top down at Surfers Paradise Raceway back in the day. And
that's mad lineup.
Anyway, and it was a mad bikey deal when bikers were bikers, and there was, it would have been 1984, something like that, like really early. I was still only year 9, maybe, super young. Anyway, and the first time I ever smelt weed. First time, there was a mountain on a table where we went down the Triple M bus. Yeah. Like, just all these kids, on a bus together with Chris Cleve and Arthur Henry. Anyway, we get there and as we're in the line, it's just the biggest, if you look back now, it was a massive bikey thing, and the cops were monitoring it heavily.
But afraid to do anything about it.
Yeah, and so I remember being in the line to get in, totally frightened with my mates that were a year above me. And they were throwing beers in, like bikers were throwing beers into the crowd, like at the police at the front door.
Yeah.
And these were coming all the time, but I didn't even know what danger was. So to me, it was just exciting, like, yeah! And I'll never forget, there was a table as you walked right in where they were taking every studded belt, every wrist, anything that was like studded, and everything was on this one table. Anything metal that could have caused a fight.
Yeah.
So it was just the most bullshit crazy thing. And I swear Rose Tattoo were on first before the Angels.
Wow.
And anyway, what I mean is imagine being Angry Anderson at that time. Like, no one's that tough in my opinion.
The height of it.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, if you do meet someone who's pretending to be a tough guy, they're full of shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like you said, Angry Anderson is a really intelligent guy. Yeah. Imagine all the fucking dickheads he had to deal with through his whole life because... and everyone just wants, he parties. Have you seen, what about Wayne's World? You remember Wayne's World? Where they finally meet Alice Cooper? And all he wants to do is talk about the pilgrims in the 18th century. And they're like, let's party!
It's funny, a mate of mine met, what do you call him? Alice Cooper. He met Alice Cooper in a golf store in America. Wow. And this is going back 20 years. And he was asking him about Ozzy, and Alice Cooper was complaining, basically saying he could never get him to come out and have a game of golf. So it was just basically non-stop for Alice Cooper, having fun out on the golf Courses, but not for Ozzy. So I don't know how we got there. Ozzy Osbourne.
Huh? Are we talking about Ozzy Osbourne or Angry Anderson?
This is sponsored by Alzheimer's.
And look at you. You've got a cool rock name yourself. Greasy Belcher.
Oh, yeah. That might be where we start pressing record on the tape. I've been doing...
Ozzy Osbourne, Angry Anderson, Greasy Belcher.
You know how I came up with that name? I didn't come up with it. A mate of mine branded it with me. I came out here as a backpacker in '96. I was writing letters back to my friends in Ireland, and nobody was replying. You know what I mean? No. But a mate of mine did reply. He's a writer himself, so he wrote me back this big hilarious letter, and he said, "How are you getting on with your girlfriend? I suppose I'll know if you're arguing or not if you send this back to me with an eyelid for a stamp, because we had a fiery relationship." Right. And he was, and he said, "Hey, I've made an album cover," because I sent him pictures of me, and I'd always had short hair and clean shaven. Sent him pictures of me with long hair and a beard. And next thing, he cut that out and stuck pictures of himself on an album cover with a load of naked chicks on sunbeds. And he said, "This is my new album. I've decided to become a rock star as well." And he said, "My album," and the album, he'd cut out the letters like the punks on Sex Pistols, and it said Greasy Belcher, and had a picture of all these chicks on the front with him, skinny white Irish guy on a sunbed. And it said the album was called The album was called "Grease Up Your Fun Bags. There's a Party in My Pants."
Oh man, do you still have that? You should.
Man, I've been on the road for decades now, so I don't know where. The oldest thing I have is a bloody chessboard my dad gave me when I was 7, and I think that's about the only thing I own that's more than 5 years old.
It's funny that everything you ever owned is just somewhere, under the ground somewhere. So in the future, someone will dig that up and go, "Oh my God, it's a famous band."
Yeah, it's a cave painting.
Okay, so that's how it came
probably
about.
more likely to get found than any of the shit that I do.
Right.
But anyway,
what was the name of that mate?
Tom O'Brien.
Tom O'Brien.
Tom O'Brien.
Where'd he live?
Funniest fucking guy you've ever met.
Where's he from?
He's from Cabra, where I grew up.
Dublin. Yeah.
Dublin's a rough. So I don't know why people say it's rough, but it's considered a roughish place. You just get some pricks there, but generally speaking, if you live there and you know people, it's great.
Where's Conor McGregor from then?
He's from Crumlin. That's about 3 kilometres away from where I'm from.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, similar.
Do you remember the gym he gets around in? Oh.
I left 20 years ago.
Right.
So,
okay.
You know.
Wow.
But
a long time.
I used to go to a gym in Dublin called the Atlas Gym, and that was a great gym. I started there when I was 16, worked out mad for about 4 years, and the just hilarious motley crew of people, you know. So it was good fun. And
20 years ago.
Yeah, mate, I came out in '96. It's 21 years ago.
Far out. That's the year I moved to Sydney. That's where I left.
Yeah.
My home, sort of thing.
That's what I mean.
It feels like that. Wow.
You hit 22 or whatever, and you're like, I'm out of here as far as I can.
20 years ago.
Yep.
And what have you done? That's what I think. Someone said the other day, you've got the 70s, the era of the 70s, everyone knows well, the era of the 80s, the 90s, but from the year 2000 to now feels like it's just the same thing.
Yeah.
You're like, what's happened?
Year 2000 to now, I mean, it's 17 years, there's been no great divide, you know, culture's being washed out.
Yeah.
That's what's happened. Products have replaced culture, and they've successfully done it now. So there's the subdivisions of culture, let's say, and that's what they are, because we keep ourselves apart now. But we over the last 2 decades, everything's just not as dominant as it was. It's because it's been washed out with corporate bullshit, basically.
Yeah.
As I said, they've put products on everything.
It's like everything's already been done. Like I was talking to a guy who owns a performance car, Chinese guy that does like drifters, and he builds their cars into high performance motors and all that sort of stuff. And I said, hey, you still got that shop? He goes, no, I sold it. He said, those days are over. I went, yeah, you're right, man. Like even in Japan, when I go there, like 10 years ago, people were getting around in ridiculous bikes and ridiculous cars and all sorts of things. But you think about it now, there are no real... Your mates don't... No one is spending thousands on their car. It's like it's been done before. We all learned a lesson. There's nothing out of it, you know?
Yeah.
It's like Mohawks. It's all been done before. Like, it'll come and go so quickly.
Yeah.
That it won't cement itself.
Clifford Hode, Kings of the Sun. Spoke to Rowie today from the Bastards and Kings of the Sun, and he told me Clifford's got that really cool car, that 1923 thing that he built himself. You know, older guys might do it. I don't think younger guys are building classic cars these days. They're building maybe muscle cars or just buying the bloody things.
Yeah.
You know?
It's impossible to... I don't know. Just no one. What do people do now? Probably fitness. If they get lost in anything...
Their body's been sold back to them as a product that they have to, has to have a certain look. Wow. I don't know. I mean, it's great to stay fit, but I think, do you really need all the crap that goes with it? You know, like the times I've got fittest in my life, I've been on a mission for one reason or another, but it's not when you're going out placating yourself with shit. You know, and some people do that through fitness goods. They'll buy all the shit and not use it. Anyway, I don't know what we're talking about here, but anyway.
Well, it leads into, Greasy Belcher, The Act. Yeah?
It's not an act, baby.
But,
real life is the act.
Well, I'm glad you've had this resurgence of because you've recorded some brilliant music, right? And I've been